Hi everyone, it's our pleasure to welcome you now for the opening remarks with our dear friends, Director General Vincent Subilia for the Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Geneva. Vincent, you have been with us, from the beginning of SIGEF. We have now went through, one of the greatest challenge of our recent years with pandemia. Things start to look much more positive and promising. This is a CGF dedicated to hope and thinking again sustainability and how we are going, to build inclusion through new models and new initiatives. Welcome, Vincent, with this new edition of SIGEF, and the floor is yours.
Mr. Chairman, dear Jonathan, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is a true honor and a real pleasure to address a few opening remarks to this landmark digital audience at the occasion of the 2022 edition of SIGEF, the Social Innovation and Global Ethic Forum, whose ambitious theme rightly reads, shape an eco-friendly and inclusive post-COVID-19 world. A very timely motto indeed. As we all appreciate, we evolved in the so-called VUCA environment: volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. The COVID pandemic has generated tragic consequences for and foremost on a human scale, but also from a business perspective. As representative of the Geneva Chamber of Commerce and heading this institution, and therefore representing the Geneva business community and having advocating its assets and interests for over a century and a half here at the CCIJ, I can only testify to the difficulties encountered by companies in the face of this unprecedented crisis. That says, as we clearly see some lights at the end of this long pandemic tunnel, business actors have proven extraordinarily agile and resilient, displaying an unrivaled level of creativity and determination to address challenges raised by human lockdown, demand standstill, or social distancing. This ability to rebound, which most, if not all, of our 2,500 corporate members here at the Chamber have displayed, is a vibrant testimonial to the genuine meaning of crisis in ancient Greek, which stands for opportunity. The opportunity arising out of the difficulty to do better, to do differently, to act as committed corporate citizens in that shareholder capitalism, which Klaus Schwab, founder and president of the soon-to-open Davos Forum, has heralded as the landmark of the business responsibility. Shaping an eco-friendly and inclusive post-COVID world, the topic of this annual CGF conference, calls us to do it and is a duty to us all. This is of particular relevance since in the wake of COVID, we are now experiencing the war against Ukraine, entailing its devastating consequences, again, with unacceptable human losses unseen since the Second World War, and very dire economic consequences that will have rippling spillover effect and a vicious circle on all corners of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, we are actually facing what I call a triple C crisis, with COVID, conflict, and climate that call for immediate action. A call to action for all decision makers, both business leaders and political thought leaders, including civil society. That Geneva call, named after the smallest of the large cities and the capital of global governance, which is Geneva, the birthplace and stronghold of multilateralism, a scarce and more that were born here in Geneva. This Geneva call is more needed than ever. and multilateralism needs to be put back at the center stage of all our efforts. This is what Chambers of Commerce will humbly do at the occasion of the 2023 World Chambers Congress, the largest event of our family, representing 12,000 chambers of commerce, to be held in June 2023, precisely here in Geneva, where solutions for a better world are crafted and implemented. My friend, I just landed this morning from Accra, Ghana, where I was privileged to attend a conference by another Geneva-based institution and state-of-the-art one, the International Trade Center, an institution which is striving for inclusive and sustainable trade. I witnessed the outstanding energy of business leaders to move towards a fairer and greener future. We now need to deliver. The world is watching us, and together we need to act and make the voice of the business heard, often in the public-private partnership spirit that will allow 1 + 1 to make 3 and deliver on synergies. In this respect, I am delighted that the Geneva Chamber has been associated to SIGEF and ORU, created and based in Geneva, since its inception. Thank you again for your trust, Jonathan. Because our chamber is committed through very tangible, concrete actions towards this eco-friendly and inclusive post-COVID-19 world. In this fragmented environment, let us remember that the 3 C's I mentioned, the 3 C's crisis, could be replaced by the 3 P's: people, planet, and purpose. Purpose in what we actively defend, promote, and achieve for our people and our planet. With these bold words of commitment, I wish you an inspiring 2022 SIGEF, and I thank you warmly for your attention. Merci.
Vincent, Subila, thank you so much. For sure, in the concluding remark, the triple C's to be replaced by the triple P will be absolutely, like mentioned. And I think that all our audience, thank you for the great diplomatic work that you are doing with the chamber. You are a promoter and advocator of a partnership and a bridge between the International Geneva hub of social progress, humanitarian vision, and humanism, and as well at the same time involving, like the dynamic of economy into the reality of the future. So, Vincent, thank you so much for joining us today, and we will look forward continuing this partnership and journey that we are, having for so many years now. Thank you again for joining us today, and we continue now with the next session at SIGEF 2020. Thank you. Looks like I'm still, like on screen. So I will use that to share with you that we have the next session starting at 3:30 CET Geneva time for another keynote. And then we will be, like dealing with the last session of this edition, which will be dealing with the challenge of climate change and how to combat this plague with innovation, with creativity, and as well, with partnership to make sustainability prevail in that battle that we are facing for generations to come.